Winning is a cologne that covers up a lot of stink. And as the Minnesota Vikings were in the middle of a 7-game winning streak, winning 9 games out of 10, including 9 one-score games, the winning did cover up a lot of the stank that was going on with that defense where, hey, they were getting some turnovers. They were doing some turnover dances. It was fantastic. They were calling game at the end of it, even though they gave up 1 billion yards and a ton of points, right? But it's not going to cut it. And if the Vikings do want to make some noise in the postseason, they have to get their ish together on defense, and something's got to change. What's the definition of insanity? And Ed Donatell's defense this year, in terms of points per game, 24.1. They're 24th in the league. Yards per game, an abysmal 403.7 average per contest, 32nd in the NFL, which also 5 straight games of 400-plus yards of offense, which is just ridiculous. First downs, they're 27th. Passing yards per game, dead last in the league. Also, this one sucks. So net yards per attempt, 7.2. So every single time a quarterback drops back to pass, he is averaging 7 yards of positive offense, which is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Third down, they've improved 15th, and then red zone. They're out of the basement, mainly because the Jets were 1-6 in the red zone, but they're still at 59%. If you get inside the 20, you're going to score a touchdown. So it's not good, and the Vikings need to make some changes. So here are 10 changes that the Vikings defense needs to make if they want to be something this year. First up, number 1, change in defensive play caller. Now, this has 2 meanings. So A, Donatell himself changes, or if he's unable or unwilling to do that, then put in Mike Pettin or Mike Smith to call the plays, because something's got to change, because I don't know what it is. It certainly isn't talent. There is a lot of talent on this defense. So is it that the talent isn't acclimating to the scheme? Is it that the scheme is too complicated? Is it this, that, or the other thing? I don't know. I don't know, but a change has to be made in play caller. Next up, number 2. Go back to a 4-man front. So I said during the offseason that, hey, Donatell's bringing the 3-4. And Vikings fans, we were champing at the bits. Like, hey, we haven't had the 3-4 in forever. We've always been a 4-man front team, going back to Purple People Eaters, Williams Wall 2.0, Zimmer, all that stuff. But the Vikings did not have the personnel. I mean, yes, you brought in Harrison Phillips, even though he's not really a true zero tech. Also, you brought in Za'Darius Smith, who's a great stand-up outside linebacker. But that's really about it. But I feel like this transition has hurt Danielle Hunter the most. Also, I think it's limited the effectiveness of Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson, even though he's played really well. But going back to a 4-man front, so have Danielle be that permanent left defensive end or lining up against the right tackle. Have Za'Darius Smith be on the right side of the defense, the left side of the offense. He can stand up, he can hand the dirt, whatever. And then you have Harrison Phillips as a 1-tech on the nose, and then have Diesel Dalvin as well as Ross Blacklock play the 3-tech. That's what should happen. I mean, screw the scheme at this point. Just go with what works and just get after it from there. Next up, number 3. Stop dropping 55 and 99 in coverage. Danielle and Za'Darius have combined for 60 defensive snaps dropped into coverage. It's such a waste. It's ridiculous. I don't care. It's like, we need to change things up front with the zone blitz, so defenses don't know who's coming. Don't care. Why are you dropping your best pass rushers into coverage where they are a liability? Where they ain't that good. It's just hubris. It's just stupidity. It's, hey, fancy play syndrome. Hey, look what I can do. No. Put your best players in the best spots to succeed. That is coaching. It's ridiculous. Next up, number 4, Murray Blitzmas. So the Vikings need to bring some heat. So in terms of blitzing, they're 27th in the league with only 16%. They're bringing more than 4 pass rushers, and that's part and parcel of the Vikings only being 24th in pressure, only getting heat on 18% of quarterback dropbacks. So something has to change. Or you do have Danielle, you do have Za'Darius. Maybe they're not in the best spots to get pressure after the quarterback. Maybe it's lack of interior pass rush. Maybe it's not bringing that extra blitzer. I don't know what it is. But bottom line, the opposing quarterbacks are way too comfortable back there, and they're picking this defense apart. Because you could have the best secondary in the world. If you're giving them 3, 4, 5 seconds to sit back and diagnose the coverage, they will pick you apart. And if you're not getting home with 4, send some more. And it is what it is. I know that Donatell's like, I don't want to expose my defensive backs. They're getting exposed as it is. So you do need to beef up this pass rush. You do need to get after that quarterback's ass. And guess what? Hey, when good things have happened for the defense this year, turnovers, all that stuff, it's when the quarterback has been under duress. It has. But, by the way, Daniil, 1 sack in the last 4 games. Za'darius, 1 sack in the last 6. So it's, again, it's not talent. Is it coaches not putting the players in the best spots to succeed? I think that's certainly a possibility. Next up, number 5. More games up front. So just doing simple things like, hey, if you're not going to blitz, run some more T&E stunts. The Vikings don't do enough of that where, hey, tackle and end. Just a little bit of twist. A little bit of getting za'darius up against a guard. A little bit of having Daniil Hunter in favorable situations. It's kind of stupid. Just rushing for, not getting home. Quarterback has all day, picks apart the defense, rinse and repeat. That's what's happened every single game this season, and it is so damn frustrating at times. Next up, number 6, NASCAR packages. So, yes, having Daniil and Za'Darius and Wanham and Patrick Jones second all on the field at the same time, you're going to give up something against a run. I don't care. I really do not care at this point. And frankly, I would be fine if it entices other teams to try and run on the Vikings because that means they're not throwing. But just trying to generate heat. Get your best pass rushers on the field. Patrick Jones needs to play more. DJ Wanham needs to play more. And, hey, maybe not all 4. Get 3 of them out there on third down. I do not care. Like, put someone out there who can win a one-on-one, who can create their own pass rush. If you're not going to blitz, just get after it. Get after it, man. Number 7. Simplify coverages. So a lot of the issues on the back end of the defense, and this is really highlighted against the Lions, with Metellus in there, Cam Bynum operating without Harrison Smith, it was miscommunications. Just in terms of exchanges in zone coverage, who has who, all that stuff. It's just been a mess. And I think what it could be, like, if players aren't getting your scheme, you have to simplify your scheme. And players that are allowed to play fast and loose, they play fast. They play loose. They get after. But if they're overthinking every single aspect of, well, if we're in cover 3 here or quarters here, if we get this and we get that, we have this exchange. There goes my guy. Oh, touchdown. Oh, no. But simplify things. Just let your players play it fast. Next up, number 8. More aggressive when you play zone. So we're going to get into, actually, let's do number 9 first because it's part and parcel. Play more press man coverage is something we've been yelling about all damn year. But part of simplifying is you have a young cornerback, right? So zone coverages in the NFL are infinitely more difficult than in college. I mean, college is relatively basic. But, hey, there's nothing more basic than, hey, there is your man, go cover him. Right, you have a lot of young players in this secondary, and I don't care that. Well, Patrick Peterson, he's a little bit older to play man. Don't care at this point. Don't care. Suck it up. Cover your guy. Blitz the hell out of them. Let's go. Let's get after, man. But going back to 8, be more aggressive when you play zone. So when you play zone, you don't have to be 7, 8, 9 yards off the ball. There was a play in the Lions game where it was 3rd and 8, and it was an easy conversion, obviously, and there was. When the receiver caught the ball, there was no defender in the secondary or no defender in coverage within 14 yards of the line of scrimmage. Do you want to make things that freaking easy? Like, are you absolutely bleeping me? 3rd and 8, you don't have a defender within 14 yards of the line of scrimmage? Just so frustrating. And that comes down to coaching. Like, that, hey, that does not come down to players. Like, you can have the best back 7 in the world, and they're not going to make a play on 3rd and 8 if you have them dropping 14 yards deep. It's just so stupid. It is. And lastly, replace Hicks with Asamoah. So Hicks is dinged up, so this may be a moot point, but getting more speed, getting more energy out there, and Asamoah does have that juice. It seems like good things happen whenever 33 is out on the field. Do that. But we've seen that this defense can be opportunistic. They're not going to be a team that just shuts down an opposing offense to like 100 yards offense and 3 points. That's not going to happen. But generate a pass rush. The pass rush is a great equalizer. And if you have to blitz 5, 6 consistently, I don't care. If you have to blitz as much as the Giants, who are number 1 in the league at 37.9% of their snaps, don't care. Do it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. If and when Donatell is fired, Mike Pettin, super aggro, Rex Ryan guy, of course he'll get after him. Mike Smith, the outside linebacker pass rush specialist guy, like if he's put in charge of the play caller, they're going to get after it. So enough of this just sitting back and letting life happen to you. No, you have to be proactive as opposed to reactive. You have to get after this stuff. It's so frustrating. And here also, the defense has been so bad this year that if the Vikings didn't have Justin Jefferson, they may legitimately be winless. Just think about that. Vikings are 10-3. If they didn't have Justin Jefferson, they may not have won a game. Wow, that's crazy. Well, or maybe they beat the Packers week 1. But isn't that the definition of valuable? That's why Jefferson should be in the MVP race, because the Vikings defense is so bad. So frustrating. So frustrating. It really is. I mean, just look at this nonsense. Whatever. But that's it. Tan, changes the Vikings need to make on defense. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.